The Lego Movie, the video game, is, I feel like, one of the lesser known Lego games from TT Games. It came out in 2014, and I actually bought it quickly after its release, a choice I would later regret. The game was full of bugs, at least that's how I remember it. When I replayed it now, it made me doubt my memory. Just so we're clear, I played this on Xbox 360 back in 2014, but this time around I played it on PC. Then we sold the game couple years later. Fast forward like 6 years and Humble Bundle has a Lego game bundle. I got the bundle and I downloaded this game. Maybe I felt like this game deserved a chance to redeem itself. Okay, let's begin. The levels are pretty good. I hate saying that because how little it explains anything, but it's the same. Every character has abilities others don't. You gotta build things, boost things, and jump on things. Progressing through the levels just felt good. All I can really say is that it gets the job done really well. The cutscenes in these levels are ripped straight from the movie. That's why I think it might not matter that much if you haven't seen the movie beforehand, because the cutscenes show all the important bits, which is like 1/3 of the movie, which is the first time it has been done in a Lego game. I can't even imagine this game having normal cutscenes. This also means that the game doesn't feel as much like a parody of the thing it's adapting, but the movie itself doesn't take itself seriously anyway, so it all balances out. This game doesn't have as much content as some Lego games even before it. Even though it has the standard amount of levels, each level only has 5 mini-kits, aka cauldron instructions, along with a pair of pants. It's a type of collectible you can wear in the hub world. I don't really find this an issue. I meant the lack of content, though the pants are nice too, because I'm not a huge completionist myself. Granted, I still find myself playing the bonus content in almost every game I play. Also, let's touch on the voice lines you hear throughout the level. I really appreciate how the characters talk about the puzzles and not just the plot. It made it feel like the puzzles mattered more for the bigger picture. They were also played by the same actors as in the movie, and they had to record a lot of lines. That's probably why this game is so small, because all of their budget went into getting Morgan Freeman saying all these lines.
Do any of you have a plan to get out of here?
I also want to voice my opinion about the voice lines versus grunt debate. My take is that voice lines are kinda nice. I get that when the characters grunt, it leaves room for imagination about what was said. Also, the characters just feel more charming when they're just trying to communicate with grunts and hand gestures. But at the same time, voice lines just make the characters feel more real and relatable. I also find the jokes made with words funnier than when it's done physically, at least in these games. The characters in this game move in a realistic way. Only thing this really changes in terms of gameplay is that you can't double jump. Just like in the movie, everything in this Lego universe has been made of Lego. I'm sure most of us have wondered why most other Lego games don't take the same approach. If I have to come up with a reason as to why, I'd say it's easier to make things normally, rather than building everything from Lego in a convincing way. Sometimes I found the Lego places really pleasant to look at. For example here, where the floor is glossy and smooth. I feel like it just brings the whole world to life when it's made of Lego. I kinda wanna live there, especially in the Bricksburg. Like imagine an open world game, like a real open world game which takes place in a Bricksburg. Only master builders can build in this game. This took a long time to get used to, since it has always been something anyone could do, and the game doesn't even tell it right away. It lets you build, but after you build like half of it, your character is like, never mind. Like, how dare you? The levels have a lot of never seen before minigames. That sounds like something someone would say in a video game commercial. Anyways, they're actually great. There's one where you gotta dance, a one where you gotta build, as well as this Pac-Man inspired game. None of these minigames got boring even after playing this game for 12 hours, because they knew how to keep things fresh, which is either by making each encounter with the minigame different, or limiting the times you need to do it. But the one minigame I don't like as much are the Vitruvius secret doors. Every time they came up, I was like, They also experimented with a level where you spend 70% of the time swimming underwater. I like this level because of its uniqueness. It just felt like a breath of fresh air. I understand why someone might not like this level, but that's like saying you don't like the minecart level in Lego Indiana Jones. I'm pretty sure if Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga had like 3 vehicle levels, those would be much more popular among the fans. After the campaign or the story is finished, you get this lonely feeling. A lot of games share this, like you were constantly accompanied with interesting characters, but once the end credits roll and you're brought to the hub world, you just feel alone. I think I can still hear the voice lines in my head. As of right now, I'm in the process of 100%ing this game. So far, it has been more enjoyable than I expected. The best part about free playing levels is finding the secret areas. It's just so exciting to find the room and then do the puzzle. I'm gonna talk about Lego Avengers if I may. That game had nice open world activities, but the moment I went to play free play, I just died inside. I feel like when you play on free play, the initial wonder isn't there anymore. And if the level doesn't feel that interesting to play on story mode, neither will it on free play. Because even though you can bypass a lot of puzzles, a lot of time is still spent on doing the same sections again. So if the levels aren't great on the story mode, then playing them on free play definitely isn't either. Lego Movie's free play isn't flawless by any means. There are too many invisible walls in levels. You don't really notice this until you play with a character that can fly. Invisible walls are the lamest thing you can counter in a game, because it's the most glaring reminder that this is indeed just a video game and nothing you do matters. I think I only had one crash throughout the whole playthrough. It was in the last level. There are these enemies called micromanagers and one of them got stuck, and at first I thought I can't get to him, so I restarted the level. Then it happened again, but then I found it and I shut it down. So if you encounter this, now you know what to do. We are going to enter spoiler territory. So if you don't want to hear about the movie's ending, skip this segment. So after Lord Business explodes and Emmett gets to Lucy, it just ends. Just so we're clear, this is not how the movie ends. Maybe after this I'm gonna see how this movie really ends. Oh, it's just the credits. What about now? Oh, okay. I just spent 6 hours playing this game. I want a clear ending to this game. Okay, I know that there's some kind of mind games going on, that they left that out, because otherwise they could lose potential movie watchers if they just told how it really ends. Next, I'm going to talk about the room you unlock at the end of your playthrough. It reminds me of that one Hot Wheels game on PlayStation 2. I just kind of wish it had more things to do, you know. After 15 minutes I had already seen everything. Characters in this game are what they are. By looking at the character roster, you can already tell that it isn't the game's strong suit. There are like 10 different Emmets. I also noticed that some characters that did appear in the film weren't included. For example, the NBA All-Stars or the Teenager Mutant Ninjas. They didn't even make an appearance in the cutscenes. So tell me, where are they? It would have been cool to see some random characters that Warner Brothers own, like Neo from Matrix. Or maybe that would feel too out of place. Something funny I realized about this game is that every master builder can shoot or throw something. Statue of Liberty throws torches. Swamp Creature throws fish. Michelangelo throws paintbrushes. A magician shoots magic. A fembot shoots lasers. Why did I think this was worth mentioning? There are a total of 5 hub worlds in this game, if you count the one bonus area. What I like the least about this are the controls. The characters feel slow. This doesn't matter too much, since once you find these paths, you can run faster. The camera, however, is questionable. You can't really look up. It makes me wonder, what are they hiding up there? Moving it also feels too slow. Maybe I should change it in the settings. Whoa! The developers definitely outdid themselves with these settings. I'm glad they got better in newer Lego games, because it's actually hard to think of another game with as limited settings menu. Okay, let's talk about the hub worlds. The city is probably my favorite one, because cities in general I find interesting. Then it's probably the Lord Business HQ, then the Cloud World, and then the Old West. These maps really aren't that big. That's why I wouldn't really call this an open world game. It also wouldn't come as a surprise that there are also fewer collectibles, maybe because I already told you that. I think this applies to almost every open world game out there, but if they have a collectible of some sort, collecting it starts to feel very dull almost right away. But I still find them somewhat important because they give you an incentive to explore the world. Just being in the hub world feels a lot different compared to being in Manhattan. Again, I think the reason is simply that everything is made of Lego, which makes you feel carefree. Like the first level especially just felt good to play. I'm sure nostalgia played a part in that, but also how everything was so colorful and the objective was literally to just demolish and build things for the city. So what's the takeaway I want you to take from this video? Lego Movie, despite its size, is a great Lego game. A lot of Lego games now have a huge amount of tasks to do before you have fully completed the game. Sometimes you kind of want to 100% the game, but it just feels too overwhelming. so you just kinda lose interest and give up on it. The feeling is similar to when you don't finish a TV show, because it's not pleasant to give up on something when you have already invested time into it. Not to mention the fact that you don't get a proper ending, like an infinite stud generator or something. I feel like Lego games have an unhealthy obsession to cram as much collectibles and other stuff into the game. Maybe it's something I'm gonna make a video on at some point. Anyways, thanks for watching till the end, see ya.